Well, the Champions League is not a competition that I was expecting to be competing for this year. And we've drawn Manchester City in the first knockout round of the Champions League, so maybe we won't be in it for too much longer. But for the meantime, we still have a chance of taking home that trophy as well as the La Liga title. Yes, hello, welcome into Living Sports here for another episode of Glory Hunter with Villarreal. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button for more daily football manager content. And if you missed the last one, go and check it out. We played against Real Madrid, we played against Barcelona. They're the two sides we're competing for the La Liga title with this season, so go and check it out. It was a good episode. Since then, we have played lots of games, most of them in the Spanish Cup, some of them in the league. We have won all of them except from a draw in the league, which is very frustrating indeed. Let's talk you through them. We beat Ibiza 5-1. Again, every single Spanish Cup game I've played a rotated side in because we've already won the Cup. We don't need to win it again. Yeah, a rotated side beat Ibiza 5-1. We then played against Betis and we won that one 3-0. Goals for Demir, Maroni and Esposito in that one. We then beat Celta Vigo in the quarter-final of the Spanish Cup. Again, a rotated side in that. We beat Levante in La Liga, goals from Berg, Esposito and Demir. We then played against Valencia in the Spanish Cup semi-final first leg, and again, a rotated side 1-1. What? Maybe our rotated side is better than our first side, because our first side came back, our first 11, or best 11, whatever you want to say, came back, played the game against Getafe, and drew 0-0. Not a good result, but we did then follow that up with a 4-0 thrashing over Alaves, thanks to goals from Esposito, Maroni, Zinchenko and Pau Torres. And there has been a very interesting development on the job front. If you look at the job centre, you can see that Liverpool, who are currently in 6th place in the Premiership or the Premier League in England, they sacked their manager. We applied, they gave us an interview, and we're yet to hear the result of that interview. But if we do get given the job, it's going to be at the end of the season, which means this might be our last year at Villarreal, so we'll have to try to win La Liga and maybe the Champions League. No, probably can win the Champions League with somebody else, but we'll certainly have to try to win La Liga this year if we get given that Liverpool job. Otherwise, we're going to have to come back and win it with someone else. Or do we turn down the job if we don't actually win the league this year with Villarreal? Who knows? If we just win the league with Villarreal, though, that would make things a lot easier if we get offered this Liverpool job. There's no guarantees we are going to be offered the Liverpool job, but if we are, it would be at the end of the season. All the results we've had so far in the league since we last met have meant that the league table looks like this. Barcelona 3 points ahead of us. Real Madrid 2 points ahead of us. It's still very, very tight between the three of us. You can see this coming weekend we have a game up against Eibar, who are all the way down in 17th position, and Real Madrid play against Barcelona. So a draw from them brings it right back in. A win from either one of them could knock the other one out the race, bring them right back down to us. Who knows? It's going to be very, very exciting, which is why we brought you this weekend as well as this midweek fixture against Man City. And it's this fixture against Man City that we're going to have a look at first. We obviously will be playing a full strength team in both games because we would like to win them both, quite obviously. So here is the team we're going to go for in the game up against Man City. Karnaseci in goal, Koundé, Torres at the back with Foyt and Zinchenko either side of them. Thielmann playing in defensive midfield today with Berg and Menini ahead of him. Demir on the right, Esposito on the left, and Maroni leading the line. We've finally got some players in double figures for goals. Maroni on 14, Esposito on 12. Menini's got 8, Demir's got 9. On the bench, Kouame and Quinten both have 8. We've kind of spread the goals around all of our attacking players this year. But let's go and see how we do against Man City, who have got Kylian Mbappe, if I remember rightly. So they're pretty good. Yes, having a look at this this team for Manchester City, they still get Ederson, Diaz, Laporte. They've got Saka, they've got De Bruyne still, Foden, Sterling, Mbappe. They're pretty good. They do have one of our former players, Nikola Milinkovic, on the bench for them as well. And on the bench as well, they've got players like Grealish. They're a pretty good team, aren't they? Are we as good as that? Probably not. But you never know. We might be able to pull off an upset here, especially since we're at home in this first leg. And also, we did apply for the Manchester City job last season when they sacked their manager, but Inzaghi got the job instead of us. So maybe a bit of a grudge match for us against him. We are in pretty good form going into this game, so let's see if we can keep it up. Thrown in by Zinchenko and Sterling heads it away, but Menini will hold on to it, and perhaps we can recycle the play. No, we cannot. We've given the ball straight back to Manchester City, and they play it about at the back. It looks like they're playing with 3 at the back, which is not a formation I thought Man City would have used, but maybe because they've got the influence of Inzaghi coming over from Italy, they're playing with 3 at the back. Menini and Thielmann dropping really deep in between Koundé and Torres there, as Foyt plays it down the line toward Demir, but it's collected in Ederson, passes it straight back to Demir. Can he finish? Oh, it's off the crossbar. What a chance early on in this game for us there. It was nearly just gifted to us by the goalkeeper, and we couldn't make the chance pay as Demir crashed a shot off the crossbar and Mbappe scored a goal. Moments after that great chance from us, set up by Saka on that left wing into Mbappe, and just nobody appeared to be marking him. And we're down 1-0 after 6 minutes. That's not good, seeing as that was City's first shot of the game. He comes down the line there, good ball in from Saka, and just no defenders choose to mark Mbappe, just unmarked in that box. And 1-0 Man City lead here after they've had 1 shot in the game. Brilliant. Zinchenko throws the ball in for us, finds Menini and Esposito, and back to Menini, and it's for to Maroni. Can he finish? Yes, he can. Jimmy Maroni with his 15th of the season. It said 14th, but it's his 15th of the season, assisted by Menini. Wonderful football from us. There's been a very few shots in this game, but 2 of them have been goals. You can see we had lovely football on that left-hand side there. Menini in some space, a lovely ball in behind, and Maroni, first time finish, puts it beyond the outstretched arms of Ederson, and we're back on level terms here as Thielmann finds Esposito on that left-hand side. I think we can try to take advantage of having 2 players in either wide position compared to just their 1, and maybe, just maybe, kind of overloading the wide areas. Demir's in behind the defence here, he tucks it in, he looked offside. I'm not going to celebrate too much as the referee comes over to check to see if that was indeed offside, as a VAR will have a look. And it has been disallowed. I did think it was offside. It was a good finish from Demir in the end. He's had a couple of chances now. One of them, he took them away even though it was offside. And the other one, he crashed off the crossbar. It was a good touch and good finish from Demir. But it's still 1-1. I tell you what, if we can actually get a result against Man City here, we've been a fairly decent looking at the stats. They've only had 1 shot in the whole game. If we can dominate this game and get a result against them, maybe Champions League is on the cards. Maybe that was, again, a little bit excited to suggest we would win the Champions League, but Man City are one of the favourites to win the competition, and we have been fairly comfortable in this game. Apart from that 1 chance we gave away early on, which resulted in the Mbappe goal, we have been playing pretty well here. So let's start the second half, keep it the way we're going, give a little shout of encouragement, and see if we can do something in the second half to get us a lead to go into the second leg. Sterling with the ball on the right hand side here from Man City will eventually try to close him down. Menini tries. Saka plays it into Sterling again, and Mbappe, nice football. Saka again, back to Valverde, and he scores. Federico Valverde to put City 2-1 up. 2 assists for Saka in this game. Very well played from him. Poor defending in the end from us, just not marking the men like we were meant to. There's 25 minutes left in this game. We're going to have to make some changes in the midfield. I'd imagine we've got a couple of yellow cards in there. Menini can come off, we'll bring on Pellegrini, and Kouame can come on for Esposito as well. And we'll advance on here with just 20 minutes to go. Demand some more from the team. Let's see if we can go and get ourselves an equaliser to make it a little bit easier for us when we arrive at the City of Manchester Stadium, or the Etihad Stadium I should say, for the second leg. Kouame's in behind the defence here. Plays the ball back. He does. He finds Berg. Will he hit the one? No, he finds Foyt using some space. Reaches the byline. Crosses it in. Kouame at the back post. Heads it over and it's clear away. And now it's a 2-on-2 here. But we've just about got back to help defend. And Foden has it for Mbappe. It looked like he was offside, but he has a shot. He tucks it in. And the referee is going to go and have a check at the monitor, is he? No, he was just running backwards for some reason there. They're going to be checking for offside. Are VAR going to award this as a goal? Yes, they probably are, as we are not getting to see anything here in terms of them checking for VAR. So it is indeed 3-1. And now Man City starting to show their class here and just how clinical they really are. Roas plays it into De Bruyne. And now out to Volbar on this left-hand side. He comes forward, finds Sterling, but Koundé challenges well. We've won the ball back. Pellegrini finds Kouame and finds Maronier. And back to Kouame. Can he get past Saka? No, he can't, but he's won the ball back. Pellegrini now for Demir. Can he finish? He's had a couple of great chances in this game. It's another one off the frame of the goal for him. He had one off the crossbar, one disallowed for offside, and now one off the post. We've brought Vitina on in the middle of the field for the last couple of minutes here. It doesn't look like it's going to change anything. A disappointing result when you see how much we've kind of dominated the game. The expected goal suggests it should have been a bit closer than it actually was. 3-1 really flatters Man City, I would say. We had a lot of great chances. They only had 3 shots on target. All of them ended up being goals. That is not good. I've said that we deserved to, or we should have won that game, and they appeared motivated by it. So I think they agree. It's going to be a tough ask when we have that return leg in the next episode. But I'm encouraged by that. We're a pretty good team. We did not deserve to lose 3-1 to Man City there. So we've got a couple of days rest now until we play the game up against Eibar in La Liga, and Real Madrid play against Barcelona in a top of the table clash. So it'll be interesting to see where we will be after those fixtures. Can we get ourselves up into second, or is it going to be still in third place but pretty tight between the 3 teams? Who knows? It's going to be tight all the way to the end of the season, I imagine, but hopefully a draw, is that what we want? Barcelona on 66 points, Real Madrid on 65, and if we win ours, we're on 65 as well? Or do we want Real Madrid to beat Barcelona? I don't know. I really don't know. A couple of transfer goings-ons I meant to mention before we properly did this episode, because obviously we kind of had the end of the transfer window since the last episode. We've brought Sasa Mikovic back from his loan. We've recalled him from his loan to act as cover at centre back for us. The reason for that is that this man, whose name I properly can't pronounce, is away out on loan at Benfica with an option to buy at the end of it. So he played 2 times for us. He was unhappy that he wasn't getting to play, so we've sent him out on loan with Benfica having an option to buy him for something like £2.5 million. Make a bit of a profit on him, but I just thought we needed some cover at centre back if we were losing him, so we brought Mikovic back from his loan at Ajax. And I also thought we could do some cover in the wide areas as well, particularly on the right-hand side. We didn't really have a lot of cover behind Demir, so we brought in Enzo Milo. I'm going to say Milo because he's French. In on loan from Bayern Munich. It's costing £600,000 for the loan. You know, there's a future fee in it. I don't imagine we're going to activate it, but he looks a very solid player. He's played a few games for us in the Cup, scoring a goal in his 2 appearances so far for us. Just to act as a backup in that right wing department. That's all. Nothing big. Right, so Barcelona play Real Madrid obviously today as well, but they're playing half an hour before us, so I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. It's apparently 0-0 at the moment, but we'll see what that result ends up being. But we have our game up against Eibar next, and we're going to go out there with a full-strength team, or at least a pretty full-strength team. Berg and Thielemann did not play well in that last game, so I've taken them both off for this one. So a few rotations in that midfield. Karnaseci in goal, Koundé Torres at centre-back with Floyd and Zinchenko on the side of them. Comper comes back in at defensive midfield. Pellegrini will partner Menini in midfield, the centre midfield. Demir on the right, Esposito on the left, and Maroni up front. Demir could have got himself a hat-trick in that last game, but he hit the frame of the goal twice and he had one ruled out for offside. So hopefully he can get a goal today. Maroni did score against Man City, so hopefully he can continue his goal-scoring form into today's game. 25 minutes in, this is the first highlight in the game, even though we've had 5 shots, 4 of them being on target. We've not got to see any of them. Eibar passing the ball about deep in their own box, but we have won it back now. Demir with it, finds Maroni. Can he finish? Yes, he can, and Maroni is really cementing that place as our first choice striker this season. He was only scoring goals in Europe at the start of the year, but he's changed that. He's now scoring goals in the domestic game as well. Obviously, Cantu, we returned from his loan spell here, or Man United took him away. I don't know if I mentioned that to you either. Yeah, Cantu's gone. He was returned to Man United. They weren't happy he wasn't playing. So it's just Quinton and Maroni as our striking options. And Maroni is really making the place his own as we've got the ball on this left-hand side now. Esposito back to Menini. What's he going to do? Finds Zinchenko. Ball into the middle. Maroni nearly gets himself a second of the day. Free kick for Eibar. They're yet to have a shot in this game. Karnaseci plucks that out the air very comfortably indeed. Will he launch it long or will he play it short? We normally like to play short, but he's launched it long this time and it's found the defence of Eibar and it's gone all the way back to the goalkeeper. And he launches it long. And is Floyd going to win this header? He does indeed. Demir will collect it now. Switches to play to Esposito. Lovely touch from him. There's men in the box if he wants to find them. He does. And towards nobody. the only defender in that area of the goal, it would appear, and it's cleared away, but Zinchenko heads it to Esposito. Menini now, back to Kompa, back to Menini, and Zinchenko, and there's men in the middle. Demir rises up and scores, and finally he's got himself a goal today. Could have scored, as I mentioned, so many times in that game against Man City, but he's got one here, a lovely assist from Zinchenko in the end. Kompa, Menini, lovely ball to Zinchenko, who swings the ball in early, and Demir rises above Nelson there. Demir, a lot smaller than him, so he probably shouldn't have been able to rise above him quite as comfortably, but he did nonetheless, and it looks like the Real Madrid are beating Barcelona 2-0 at this moment in time, which would put them top of the table by 2 points and will be equal with Barcelona if it stays like this. A 2-0 lead we take into half-time, and I'm very, very happy with that, keeping the same 11 out there because they're playing well, yet to concede a shot, and 8 of our 12 shots have been on target. We've made 3 changes, all of them at the back. Yarintsev, Sanchez and Thielmann coming on, and the second half's been a bit more boring. It is a free kick, however. Demir will take it. Can he score this one? Oh, he just curled that just wide of the goal. Nearly a chance for him to get his second of the day. And this second half's been very boring at all. Hardly any highlights in it at all, but we'll take the 2-0 victory, which keeps us fighting for this title. And Real Madrid did indeed hold on to their victory over Barcelona, which they did. 2 goals from Ruben Neves. It means just 2 points separate the top 3 going into the last 11 games of the season. Madrid on 67, Barcelona and ourselves on 65. This is going to go right down to the wire, so long as we don't crumble like we did last year. So looking at the schedule, we'll come back for that second leg against Man City. Can we somehow get ourselves through in that competition? Who knows? We need to find out in that next episode. And we'll also play against Atletico Madrid, who are in 5th, one of our tougher games left in this season. Can we get that result away from home? Let's hope so. Otherwise, when you look at this first division of this La Liga table, Barcelona and Real Madrid will be able to run away with it. Real Madrid still without a loss this season, which is absolutely ridiculous. They've now played ourselves and Barcelona twice though, so you wonder, where would that defeat come from? I'm not sure. So yes, if you have enjoyed this episode, a defeat disappointingly to Manchester City and a win against Eibar, please do leave a like on the video. It really does help us out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And until the next one, which is going to be those games against Man City, the second leg of our first knockout round of the Champions League, and an important game in La Liga up against Atletico Madrid. We'll see you then.